Does that go? Yes? Okay, sorry. I was waiting for action. Um, my name is Edward Morgan. I'm the photographer, and for this tour in Bangladesh, I'm the tour leader for Clowns Without Borders UK. Clowns Without Borders is an international organization that has chapters in many countries, all with the aim to spread or share laughter with children and adults around the world in crisis areas. So that could be it could be conflict, could be natural disaster, it could be extreme poverty. And each chapter has a slightly different way of working, but they all share this same philosophy of bringing laughter and bringing smiles to people, bringing emotional relief to people in difficult situations. We are here this time in Bangladesh to work with the Rohingya refugees from Myanmar who have come. They've fled Myanmar, and there are over 1 million refugees in camps in the southern Bangladesh. And so we have come. Clowns Without Borders Sweden have been here. Clowns Without Borders UK have been here for 2 weeks. And we've been going to the different camps, putting on shows. We've been doing workshops. Importantly, we've been doing workshops with trainers. So we've been training the trainers to be able to leave some skills that we can offer. We can leave them in the communities here, and that way the laughter and the fun and the play can continue when we're not here, and that's very important for us. Building these foundations, and so it's been a long 2 weeks, intense. It's been an intense 2 weeks. We've had shows of maybe 3,000 people, maybe more, and we've had shows of maybe 200 people. So there's a big range. As you can see, we're setting up a small show here. It's our last show, and why do we do it? Well, we believe that whilst there is a very important need for medical aid, food aid, and support, logistical support, we also believe that emotional relief, psychosocial support is a fundamental part of coping with these crises. And we believe that allowing children and adults a moment to laugh in what are often very stressful lives at the moment, allowing them to laugh will, just even for 5 minutes or an hour during a show, it just takes their minds off the problems for that small amount of time. And there are other reasons. If as the photographer, I see the shows from many different perspectives, and you see little children coming with their parents, sitting on their father's shoulders or holding their mother's leg. You see children coming with their grandparents, and sometimes, especially when your life is so stressful and you're worrying about how you will deal with the next day, sometimes there isn't so much time for sharing these moments with your family, and just having a show, having a spectacle that people stop, and they maybe stop for 10 minutes and watch, maybe they stop for the whole hour, but they are sharing that moment with each other, with their friends, with their community, and so that is another important factor in why we create these shows. For me, it's difficult as a photographer because I I take photos of my job is to take photos of people laughing. So it's difficult because you see lots of people laughing and smiling and having a joke and pointing, and it's easy to forget that some of these people have suffered very horrible violations. You know, most of them have suffered in some way, a lot. So it's difficult to remember that. And also my responsibility as a photographer is to bring a message to the world, the outside world. And there is always this question of how can you bring this message of horror and tragedy and hardship through smiles? And I think it works. I think it works in some ways. It's very important to be documenting the crimes and the hardships that people are suffering, but it's also nice to humanize the people who are in these situations through a smile. And I think everyone has smiled at some stage in their life, some people more or less.